Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mention It All podcast. I am thrilled to be joined today by another one of our Secret Lives of Mormon Wives ladies. They have been very busy this fall, and now Mayci Neeley has a brand new book out, her memoir, Told You So. I'm so excited to have her here. Mayci, how's it going?
You. It's so good. I'm so excited to be here and in New York. I love New York. It's so fun.
New York, you got a nice fall day in New York. It's like good weather right now.
I know. I love it. It's like such good vibes here.
How are we feeling now that this book it's coming out? People are reading it. It's all happening.
It's crazy. I feel like I was on the plane over here and I was like low-key getting emo about it. I'm like, this has like been one of my dreams and goals for like 10 years. I'm like now like flying in, seeing the city. I'm like, I'm here. Like this is happening. Like it is so crazy. Like I just can't believe it.
Reading the book, it was really interesting to actually kind of get that insight sort of along the path that you've been on, which we'll talk more about. Like in college, when your dad was encouraging you to start journaling about some of the stuff that you were going through, or when you were in your blogging era and kind of getting into like sharing things online, that you really were kind of on this path of like wanting to kind of write down your story, share it with people, kind of put it together in that sense. And I mean, now it's real. We're like looking at the book.
It's like a physical book. I'm like, there's pages in here. It's not blank. Like it's crazy to me. Like I'm blown away by it even because it's been like a goal for 10 years now. It's ever since my dad brought me the diary, and I'm like, and now it's a book. Like it feels so surreal saying it. Like I feel like I'm living in a future version of myself, but like it's here. It's time.
I remember watching on season 2 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives when you were kind of sharing that the book was happening and that you were going through the process. And then obviously, it takes a while to like get from, point A to point B and get everything finished and ready to go and put out. So now that it's like, we're hitting that like critical point where people are going to have books in hands and actually reading all that stuff that you put down in writing, like how are you kind of processing it on more of like a, personal, like I just shared all this stuff kind of level?
I mean, I've been really excited, but now I definitely am feeling a little nervous. I'm like, sometimes I forget all the things that I wrote in there. I'm like, wait, that's like kind of a lot of information, a little TMI in some areas, which I feel like that's how me and a lot of my castmates are. We just kind of share it all. And I think that's kind of what I did in the book. And like, it's just, sometimes I forget people are actually going to read it.
Yeah.
So I'm like a little nervous, but I'm excited too, though, because I feel like more just like, I feel like this is my purpose. Like, I feel like almost like a weight is lifted off. Like I did this thing that I've wanted to do for so long, and it feels so good to hit that goal, and now it's here, and it just feels like it was something I've always been meant to do, There
were a few times in the book where when you were describing something that was, a complicated thing that you went through or a challenging time that you went through, that you mentioned like, I haven't even shared all of this stuff with my dad or with my family or, with somebody kind of important in my life. And I wonder when you were kind of deciding exactly how much to include or whether to put in certain things, like, was that process kind of freeing to you, knowing that it's like, if I put this in the book, I'm never going to have to be like thinking of it as a secret again?
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely. Like there's obviously still things like I withheld to like protect relationships and things like that. Cause like part of me is also like, well, I don't want drama in my life every day now. Like I have enough of that with the show. Like I don't think I need like people coming back at me being like, hey, why'd you say this? So I still like, there's certain things I had to protect, most like family relationships and things like that. And like, for the most part, they're already pretty good, but I just didn't want to risk that. But like, I still writing down everything else was very freeing and just like almost like closing a chapter in a way, being like opening it for everyone else, but it's closing it for me. And that's really nice.
Right. That it's like, okay, like I went through this in real time. And I think like something that, comes up throughout the book is that you might go through one thing and then sort of like the thing that comes after that helps put the past struggle in perspective or kind of helps you like, okay, now I understand kind of what I had to do to kind of move past that point. And so now having it all kind of like, you can't go back and be like, oh, like I'm going to like change that a little bit. It's like, no, it's done. It's done. It is what it is.
Moving forward. Yeah. And healing and stuff like that. And I feel like it was very freeing and healing to like write it all down, And I had a blog too, but I mean like this was different. Like writing it all out, having it in a physical book is just like, it's been a dream.
Yeah. You and I are pretty much the same age. And it was like funny reading like I felt, because like we were in college at the same time,
Yeah.
and then like being on social media in like
Yeah.
2017, I'm like, things have changed so much. Like the idea of like, oh, you're making a blog, or you're posting photos on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, wow, like we've really in the last
come
like
so far.
10 years, things have changed so much.
So much. Like people don't get that. It was a different era. Like when we were younger, like it was totally different. Like social media was different. Like I remember like once in high school, I think it was my birthday, and I got 100 likes on my photo, and I was like, oh my god.
I remember in like freshman year of college, we would say if you hit hundies on your post, if you got over 100 likes,
You were like, you're cool.
you're like, that one hit hundies.
And you're like, it's whatever. No, that's so funny. I thought that in high school. Like college, I didn't really use it a ton. Like every once in a while, I was like, maybe a thirst trap, but like it's a Mormon thirst trap. It wasn't too out there. I was at BYU, so I was like, if I post a real thirst trap, this might cause me some issues. So, the Mormon version.
Do you remember back in the day when Instagram, it would list out all the people that had liked the photo, and then once it hit 11, it would just say the number, and you were like, gotta get to 11.
You're like, oh, you see that?
You started from the bottom.
No, literally, and like Snapchat was huge for me. Like talk about Snapchat in there. Like I don't even know how to use Snapchat anymore. I know people do, and they make great money on it. I'm like, I need to get on that train.
I know.
Because I heard it's great.
Even here at Betches, every once in a while, it's like, oh, like it's a Snapchat strategy, and I'm like, don't make me do that.
You're like, what? I'm like, there's too much. We got the Instagram, we got the TikTok. Those like are the solid two. We got YouTube Shorts too. You know, whatever. It's too much.
Yeah, we're on YouTube now, and I'm like, I can't be an expert.
Beast. It's like, it's just too much to add to the pot. You know,
I
it's
know.
hard.
You lived a lot of life when you were in college, though.
Yeah.
You were at BYU. You were playing tennis. I'm a huge tennis fan, actually.
Really?
So reading that and getting more kind of like insight into that part of your life and your family too was super interesting. For people who don't know, you played D1 tennis at BYU, where your sister was your head coach.
Yes.
And she had played there before. Your mom coached you growing up in tennis. It's so, I think it's so interesting to have that kind of like extra family dynamic beyond just like, oh, it's like my mom and my sister. What was it like for you kind of like growing up with that structure added to your family dynamic?
I mean, tennis was life. You know, that's like all I did. Like I talk about in the book, I think, but I like never got grounded, like ever for anything. I didn't do anything. Never snuck out. Like never really did anything. But I did get grounded, and that was for tennis. Like if I didn't play really good one day, maybe, or like I had an attitude on the court. So like tennis was like my first love and first enemy at the same time. Like I loved it, but like hated it sometimes. And then I started really loving it when I got older, though, because I played with like all the top players. Like I was playing to guys who had full rides to UCLA and like Santa Barbara, and like girls who were going to like Duke and different places like that, where I was like, this is so sick. And like I could have gone probably to a top 10, top 20, but my sister was BYU's coach, so I went there for that reason. Also because I was like, I'll do the Mormon thing, find the husband, you know, get married, be a housewife. Like that's what I was like kind of planning on doing before I went to school. Obviously that changed, but tennis is just like huge in my family. Both my sisters are D1. Now they're training their daughters who are like 10, 11, 12, and they're like in all the tournaments and stuff. And if they lose, they take it very personally. My sisters are like, now I understand, like my mom was like kind of a crazy tennis mom, and now my sisters are turning into that. And I'm like, I hope that doesn't happen to me. But like my daughter is 4, so she's going to start playing soon. So
I will say I went down like a little bit of a Google rabbit hole of Mayci Jones BYU tennis. There's some good photos out there.
Good content out there. I would always go like this. I like bite my lip because that's like my way I like released the strength.
Right, you were like, that's like the intense
it's like,
voice.
Yeah.
I mean, for anybody who might be a tennis fan, one detail that stuck out to me was when you had your son and then you came back to the BYU tennis team, your first match was against Danielle Collins, who is not just a pro tennis player, but like top 10 finals of the Australian Open. I'm like, you were playing like high level tennis coming back from an ACL injury, from having a bit. I mean, like you were legit.
And when I played her, she had just won NCAAs. Like, so basically it means like she's the number one player in every college player that exists. Like she's number one. And that was like my first match after having a baby. I was like, how lucky me.
That's just like, it's kind of cool.
It was really cool though. And I will say, like, obviously I've lost plenty of matches in my life. I will say that was one match where like, I was like, no, she deserved it. Like, I don't think I even made like too crazy of errors. Like she was just like, she was really good.
Like, yeah, it's just like
and I feel like I have a hard time saying that because my ego back then, but I was like, damn, like, yeah, no, like she was really good.
Have any of your kids like shown an aptitude for tennis yet? Or are you like, I'm good on that?
I didn't. So with my son, I didn't even consider it. Because since I played and I'm a girl, I'm like, that's for girls, but it's not, you know, like obviously like there's Federer and like all the amazing male tennis players, but I think it's just because like I just never wanted my son playing it. I don't know. So like I was like, you'll do like baseball. I said no to football because of the brain injuries. And then basketball, but I'm like, yeah, my D1 brain is like, well, he's not going to be tall enough to be like a really good at basketball, if we're being realistic here. Like we're lucky if he hits like a 6'2". Oh, probably like he'll be at least 6 foot, I think. But I'm like, college athlete wise, I'm like, you may, if you're really good, you can maybe get a scholarship. I'm like, baseball, you for sure like could get at least a partial. They don't give away fulls for baseball. It's like they give like 90% sometimes, but it's, you know, like it's like what my brain thinks about. You're like my kids.
NCAA, like in the spreadsheets of what scholarship is going to be possible.
No, literally, I'm like thinking like what sport would be the best. I'm like football, there's like 1,000 scholarships, but I'm like, do I want him to get a brain injury and like have his brain missing or whatever happening?
Right. You're like, what's the sweet spot where I can retire, but he's not in danger?
Yeah, no, like literally though. So that, and then my daughter's doing gymnastics right now because I heard it's like the best sport to do in the beginning to help with like hand-eye coordination and things, and she's doing soccer, and I haven't started tennis because tennis it is intimidating because it is such a high skill sport, so it is hard to teach, especially for like beginners, because it's like, and I actually took a class at BYU that told me this, that's why I know this, but tennis, golf, gymnastics are high skill sports, which means it's like you kind of have to specialize young if you want to be a D1 athlete, or else you're probably never going to have the shot. And so it's like they're very high skill. It's like you can't just like take a year off. Well, I guess I did once, but well, you can't just take a year off, as I did, and I wrote about it. But it's hard. Like, so I'm intimidated even teaching my daughter. So I'm kind of thinking I might hire someone to teach her the basics, and then once she's like knows how to hit a ball over the net, I might take over then. Okay. For the higher skill part.
I mean, Coach Mayci.
Yeah, I mean, the beginning's more just like, can you be patient with your child? And I don't know if I can. So I'm like, I will take over once she knows how to hit the ball over.
I remember like when I was a teenager and I was learning to drive, my mom was like, once you know how to drive, I will drive with you, but I cannot be the one doing the teaching.
Yeah, you're like, absolutely not, because I'm scared for my life.
Scared for my life, don't have the patience, it will ruin our relationship.
Yes. Yeah, no, exactly. I'll yell at you and you're gonna cry and think I'm mean, whatever.
Yeah. Your time at BYU, obviously you were going through a lot of ups and downs in your personal life, you know, the tennis aspect of it, the school aspect of it, and like navigating your relationships during that time. When you kind of look back, obviously you wrote a lot of that for the book, but when you kind of look back now, you're like, you know, 10 years ish removed from a lot of those experiences. Like, how do you kind of think about that time, like as a whole, and like how you were able to kind of overcome challenges, move past it, and where it kind of sits for you now? I
mean, when I look back, I feel like a few words come to mind. They're all pretty opposite. I'm like fun, very dark. Yeah. Wild. But like I said, I look back and I have so many fun memories and exciting ones and like stuff that I think about, and you get like those like fun butterflies. Like, oh my gosh, that was so fun. I remember that. But then I also have like very dark ones, obviously, because I was navigating a lot from like abusive relationship and like losing my son's father and things like that, where it's like, ooh, like don't like that one. But when I look back and stuff, I think I would probably tell myself that I'm just like proud of myself for how far I've come and like how much I overcame for being so young. I think I sometimes don't give myself credit for that. I'm like, I was like kind of a kid, like kind of going through this, like 19, 18, going through an abusive relationship and stuff. And so I look back and I think I'm grateful in a way for, I'm like, I'm not happy about what happened, but I'm grateful for everything I've been through because it's made me the person I am today. And I don't think I would be sitting here writing this book doing any of this if like what happened in my life didn't happen, because it changed me for the better. Well,
and I think also, you know, being in the specific environment at BYU where there is that kind of like, you know, honor code, like ethics structure, it makes it complicated to navigate things because there's that extra layer of like, even if I could just talk about this, then I'm worried it's going to come back to bite me, or I'm going to get, you know, kicked off the tennis team or whatever. And I think, you know, one thing that was from an outside perspective, you know, I didn't go to school in a place like that. Like knowing that you had some negative relationships with people in sort of positions of authority, but then also some maybe surprisingly positive moments, like when you know, found out you were pregnant and you had to talk to different people about that situation, that it was like, oh, that conversation went way better than I thought it might.
Yeah, and that could have like made me or broke me, I feel like. And I feel like they handled it so well. It just wasn't what I was expecting. Like I thought I'd go in there and be like, we're so disappointed. And like, how could you do? That's how I thought it was going to go. And I was so scared. And it was like the opposite. It was like, babies are never a mistake. Like that line is like word for word in the book from what Tom Homo told me, the athletic director. And that has like always been so impactful to me, because like he was the first person I talked to from BYU, and he could have been disappointed. He could have said this or that, you know, and if anything, he was like, because I was like, I made a mistake. And he was like, a baby is never a mistake. And that like changed my perspective too on like getting pregnant, because I felt so much shame and like guilt and stuff. And I feel like in that moment I was like, okay, like maybe this was meant to happen, you know, not that it's a good thing right now, you know, but I feel like the way they treated me at BYU made all the difference in me. Like I could have, if they would have treated me poorly, I would have been like, I'm not going back to this school, or like, I don't know if I'll go to school at all. So I feel like it made a big positive impact on my life. And I'm super grateful for how like kindly they treated me.
Yeah. It's like when you're going through a situation that's, you know, complicated and has a lot of emotions attached and things like that, it's like all of those little moments can really make an impact. And I think even like, you know, stuff with your family, and you know, later on when you were in a relationship with your husband, like kind of all of those things, it's like you had to like find your way through that.
Yeah, I think I just had to navigate it as best as I could. I'm someone who has to kind of figure out things for themselves too. Like I have to experience things to know if it's not right for me. That's also part of the reason why it's called Told You So, because I had to like figure it out for myself and be told by my parents, told you so, like told you not to do that, told you not to date that guy, told you not to, you know what I mean? So I had to learn from my own mistakes, but also in a way I'm like, this is me, like read this book, learn from my mistakes so I can tell you so, you know, like I told you so, now you don't, you know not to do it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I forgot where I was going with that. But.
Well, I think like, yeah, even contextualizing something that might on paper be like a mistake doesn't always mean that you shouldn't have done it or that nothing good could come of it. And
because only good things came of it. I'm not saying go get pregnant at 19, but I'm saying like I don't think I would be as motivated, driven, or even be close to where I am right now.
Well, and also I think like parts of maybe the thornier parts of your experiences have also enabled you to have this platform and for people to connect with your stories and things like that, you know, now we're sitting here talking about it, and you know, like there's that kind of element of it too, where people can, I think on the show, and I mean, I talk about this sometimes with, you know, housewives or people on other shows too, that like sharing those experiences, even when they're challenging, can be meaningful for so many people out there in the world that maybe have gone through something similar, or even just something that kind of like, you know, pings for somewhere with what they've been through, and then they feel like, okay, like now I have something to kind of like grab onto.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I do it. Like that was my whole purpose. Even starting social media, I started it with the blog and stuff like that. And then I grew my first 10K on Instagram, and I was like, oh, gonna keep going and stuff. Maybe one day I'll monetize it, because I was making no money. And I was like working a full-time job, 40 hours a week, doing videography, photography on the side. And then I was like also doing social media, because in my head, I believed that sharing my story could impact so many people. And then like also maybe one day it could be something where I could make money doing it as well. And so just kept pushing, and I believed in myself, and I knew one day like it would all happen, you know. And I'm a big believer in positive thoughts and like believing in yourself. And I don't want to say like manifestation, but like yeah, like I don't know, I feel like it's true, like and I feel like you just believe in yourself, talk kindly to yourself, and I feel like, you know, life will be good.
I think too, with, you know, in the parts of the book where you're talking about, you know, starting the TV show and, you know, joining Mom Talk and like that kind of stuff, it's like a little bit of like trusting the process, or just sort of like diving in too, that it's like, okay, like maybe there's some like drama happening with this group of women, but also I feel like it's an opportunity to be, you know, to have other opportunities down the line. And same with doing the show. It's like you're sharing a lot. Maybe there's going to be people are going to have negative opinions, but at the same time, like there's going to be other positive outcomes too.
Yeah, I have learned to say yes to things that scare me or that I like don't know if I like want to do. I'm like, oh, I don't know if like I want to do this or that. But I feel like every time I've said yes and done them, I feel like it's always benefited me. It's just like, because in my head, like even the show, I got so scared to even do the show. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Like I've never wanted to do reality TV. I don't really watch reality TV. So like, I don't know if I want to do that. But I was like, I'm just going to give it a shot. And like, if I don't like it, then I won't do it. I'll do one season and be done. And then like, of course, like I had a decent experience filming season 1. Like, I mean, obviously you learn a lot filming the first season, like, because you don't know what to expect. You're going into it blind. So it's like, there's a lot that you see. I thought everything that was filmed would be like on the show. Like, so there's times where I was like, oh my gosh, like what if this one thing I said when I was changing, my mic was in the room, like was, you know, on the show, like, whatever, you know, there are certain things like that when I watched it. Like, I feel like once it came out and like, it was pretty well received, that was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I could do this again.
Well, I think too, like watching the first season of the show, it's a big group of you that all have such interesting, you know, layered lives and relationships and dynamics with each other. And so even now that we've seen 2 full seasons, I still feel like it's like, okay, we're just getting to know this person a little bit more.
Isn't that
I
funny?
can't wait to kind of like dig in more. And so I think, you know, maybe obviously like some people have more, you know, bigger drama going on in their lives or things like that. But that like there is a lot of room that it's like, okay, this is going to be what it's going to be, and as long as I feel good about what I'm putting out there, you're not in control.
That's what I tell myself. I'm like, if I can sleep at night and I'm not feeling anxious, then I think I'm okay. Yeah. If that changes, then we'll reevaluate. But I feel like I go to sleep every night and I'm like, oh, I'm good.
I would say thus far, I don't think you're in like the top tier of people that are getting the blowback. So
no, it's because I also don't do anything to deserve it. I feel like I'm like not because I'm like trying to keep a good image. It's just like how I am. I'm like, I don't immerse myself in drama because number one, I don't like it. I feel uncomfy with drama. Sometimes I like to observe. That's not to say I don't want to observe it sometimes, but I don't want to be in it. And I don't want to have to like choose a side or give an opinion because that's not what I hate that, you know? I
feel like you and Michaela also have a really good kind of like, it feels like you two have like a level of groundedness that maybe is helpful in a space like this.
Oh yeah, no, for sure we do. And I feel like it's nice to have each other because it's like, I mean, you'll see when we film, a lot of times they'll like, show us and like, we'll just like look at each other like this and people, like, everyone's like, we forget that people can see that. Like, but, like we like during filming all the time, we'll just like give each other like this look and we're like, we both like know each other's thinking. Like we're just like so in sync, and that friendship is so special to me too because we've been friends since before Mom Talk. Like it was 2020. I think you know it's in the book. I talk about
she's the first person that you really connected with in the like the social media space. It seems like.
Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like we just created a friendship back then, but then it obviously amplified being a part of Mom Talk because we were together more, you know, and it was like we were doing more like work together and things like that. And so it's honestly so fun working with your friends. But yeah, it can be stressful sometimes because like there's friendship breakouts and like you're friends with both of them. So it's like, what do you do? It's like awkward. It's uncomfortable. And like that stuff, I hate it. Yeah. And I try to stay out of it too. Like, cause it's like everyone wants an opinion out of you too. And I'm like, oh.
Right. You sit down in that interview chair. They're like rattling off a list of things for you to comment on.
And I'm like, do I say how I really feel? Well, because sometimes I'm like, I just don't know how it's going to be edited. So I'm like, don't take it out of context. It scares me, you know?
I'm curious. Obviously, you know, you are on this show. You have your own, you know, the platform on social media too. How has it felt kind of getting the response from both the Mormon community in Utah and elsewhere, but then also like the world having so much interest and things to say about maybe even a perceived like lifestyle that might not even be real? Like kind of how has it been just receiving all of those opinions in the last few years?
I will say like so when the trailer came out, that was hard because I thought the trailer was great. I'm like, this looks juicy. Yeah. But then when I looked back at it at the perspective of someone who's Mormon who like doesn't know us, right? I'm like, it did make us look like we're all swingers who are partying and drinking and swapping and all these things. When I watched it back from a different perspective, I was like, oh, that's why they're like so mad. Don't think it's justified, the reaction still, because we did get a pretty harsh reaction from a lot of members of the church. And that was hard for me because I'm like, this is my own community. Like I am part of the church. I'm active in the church. I teach 5-year-olds in the church. And now you're coming at me saying I'm not Mormon enough or I'm not Mormon. I'm like, screw you. So like, and that's always been my attitude towards it. Like I am not someone who usually cares what people think of me. Like mom shaming can get to me sometimes, but nothing else usually gets to me, actually. I just don't usually care. And my dad, too, he was like, whatever. Like, if their own member is shaming you, who cares? They're not perfect. Like, screw them. And so I was like, yeah I don't care. But in the beginning, it did get to me a little bit because I'm like, don't say I'm not like Mormon enough. Like, Mormon isn't like one size fits all. You can't say you're Mormon. Like, you don't have to be perfect to be Mormon.
Yeah, I think that was something like reading more of the details of your kind of trajectory. There is kind of that element of like, you've had all of these ups and downs that people could have a lot of different opinions about, but you've been able to figure out your own way through and like continuing to be a part of the church or to be, you know, to have your kids and be married and all of this stuff that you wanted. And maybe it looks a little different than what you pictured when you were like 15, but that still is like a correct way to live that.
You don't have to be perfect to be Mormon. And I think that's the problem with the culture. It's not even the church, it's the culture of the church sometimes where it's like, oh, well, she's not wearing her garments, or I saw her drinking a coffee. It's like, who cares? Like, there's plenty of other, you know, other religions too, where like they break kind of like the guidelines, because they're not like rules necessarily, like they're guidelines, you know, because they think these are guidelines to best live your life by. And I get why they're there, but well, I get some of them why they're there. But just because you don't follow them doesn't mean you can't be part of the church.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I think our show does a great example of like, not like what it is to be Mormon, because none of us are trying to represent the church. We're not trying to be a mouthpiece, nothing like that. But I've had so many people message me being like, wow, like, I feel like I want to go back to church now because I feel like I'm seen now, because it's like, I don't have to be perfect. I'm like, yeah, it's because the culture kind of scares people sometimes. And it's not that like that everywhere. I feel like California's a little more chill. Yeah. But Utah, sometimes it depends, because you can get a ward that's really chill with cool members who don't care. Like, I feel like mine right now is pretty chill for the most part. Like, I feel like I have neighbors who are like, oh my gosh, I see the cars on your street because you're filming, like, let this show. And then you have other ones who maybe just never bring it up, but they like right, it's like that girl, like, you know,
busy week for you.
Like, oh great, she's filming that show.
But you know they're all watching.
Oh, probably. I mean, I think there are some who refuse to watch out of like stubbornness, being like, we saw that trailer and that's not what we watch. Like, it's not a good influence. I'm like, whatever. Those are usually the ones, okay, I'm not even gonna say it, but I was like, the ones that are like super judgmental are usually the ones who like end up having affairs and stuff. They just sweep it under the rug. It's like, oh, I can't believe you would do that. And then you find out a year later that they like, no, exactly. So I'm like, whatever. But as far as like general public, like outside the Mormon community, loving the show, like genuinely kind of shocked me, because I was like, either the show, they're gonna love it, or it's gonna be like a huge flop. Like, and part of me was thinking, after we filmed it, I'm like, this might be a flop, because we filmed the show open in front of the temple in the coats. We had no glam. We just had to show up. We had like snot running down our faces because it was literally like 20 degrees outside.
Okay, you could tell it was freezing.
You guys, it was so cold. Like, it was miserable. And like, I'm like, this is like, they're trying to make us look like fools. That's like what I thought in the beginning. I was like, this is so bad. Luckily, like, it all worked out. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should trust that the producers know what they're doing, because like the title of the show, the blue coats, I was like, they want us to look like polygamists. Like,
Did you get to keep the blue coat?
So we did after season 1, and then like, when it renewed for season 2, we did the next like show open. They had us bring them to that one, and then we never got them back. But that's okay, because I'm like, whatever.
They'll be in a museum someday.
It like haunts me, honestly. Like, they was like legit, or like in bad dreams of mine.
For season 2, we had Jesse and Layla here, and I was talking to them about the like promo where you guys were in the water.
Yes, that one was fun though. That was my favorite. I was like, I think I was like 6.5 weeks pregnant or 7 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were like, we're going in a hot spring, and I was like, and like, I didn't trust
You're
the
like
vision
calling your OBGYN, you're like, can I do this?
Like, can I go in there? Like, no, I didn't trust it at first, because like, when we got to the hot spring, it was like this like brown, like murky water. Yes. I was like, are we sure it's like sanitary? Like, am I gonna get a UTI from this? But it was actually really fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt hot doing that one. I was like, yeah, let's do this every time. Like, I got to do like the slow-mo like water. But then sometimes I'm like, every time I watch the show open, I'm like, why'd you choose that shot? I'm like, out of all the shots we took, I feel like that every show open though.
That one, no, I think that's always gonna be something where, because it feels ridiculous, but then watching it, it's like, oh no, that's iconic.
No, I love the water one. I'm not gonna lie, that one was good. The parts that we filmed out of the water though, freezing again. Right. It was so cold. I will say I was such a bitch that day. I was so angry all day. And because like our cast, like our girls, love them to death, but they just get chatting, and they like won't listen. We'll do the drone shot and you have to hit it perfectly, and they'll be like this, like talking, and I'm like, hello, you're missing it. I'm like, oh my god.
It's like, now it's 30 minutes to reset.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, it's like so hard sometimes. There's so many of us like getting everything down. But yeah, but the show opened, those are like my least favorite days. So it's fun sometimes, but it's like so long, and then you see how short it is and you're like, wait, what? Like, that's what it got cut down to? Like, show more of it. Like, I saw the season 3s. Hated my shot. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
It was so windy. So, like, my hair, I had to put it on one side because it kept blowing in front of my face. And so, like, the shot of me, it's like my one, like, crispy end that never really grows right here, like, sticking straight in the air. And the other half is like this. And I'm, like, squinting. And I'm, like, cute.
Okay, but it's exciting that you're getting a new one for each season. That's a good sign.
Yeah. No, it's, like, fun for sure. Like, I think it's cool because it kind of gives the vibe of the show. And I will say our producers are so creative. Like, the themes that they think of are just, they are, like, kind of iconic. Like, I'm like, you guys, hats off, because they do a good job with those for sure.
Yeah, no, so fun. One thing that jumped out to me, a detail that I learned in the book, is that you're from Orange County, and specifically you're from a place that is iconic in reality TV history.
Yes.
You grew up in Coto de Caza.
Yes.
Are you aware of the Coto de Caza reality TV lore?
Oh, not the war.
The lore.
Oh, I thought you said war. I was like, who's in a war with them? I'm like, what's going on? Yeah, so I was like really little when the Real Housewives of Orange County started out. So apparently, this may be made up, but it was supposed to be called like Behind the Gates, because it's supposed to be like the gates of Coto, right? So like I actually went on Tamara's podcast for season 2. Yeah. And I just went on it recently for the book tour. So Tamara, and she was like, you should get your mom to try out for the new season of Orange County Housewives. I'm like, if they want a Mormon in there, this might be a good one. Okay. I don't know if she would really give. She'd be like me. She'd be like really chill. She'd be like the mediator.
They might need it.
They might need it.
They might need some chill.
Maybe she should do it. But yeah, like her, and then I knew like Vicky, and like I would see him like around sometimes, but like I watched that show a couple times with my mom, like growing up, but then I just really haven't watched reality TV. Like, and that's why I think that's why people say our show's good, is because a lot of us don't watch reality TV.
Well, I think because there's like a little bit of, if there's like an established thing that everybody goes in being like, okay, we're gonna do this thing,
then it comes off obvious.
It can be a little obvious. People are like overthinking maybe, but I think with you guys, like I think like part of what's great about Mormon Wives is like, you can be in somebody's front yard sitting on hay bales, and then you never know like what direction it's gonna go. Like there's just, it feels like the possibilities are endless.
Oh yeah, they always are. And it honestly, it shocks me half the time. I'm like, what? Like, what the hell? But there is a lot of like drama in Utah. I guess that's why people like the Salt Lake Housewives, I've heard, is because there is, I don't know, Utah does have a lot of drama. Now that I think about it, like in general, I'm like, I don't know why. But no, it's interesting. I go to film, and like every season, I'm like, I end up floored. I'm like shocked at like what's going on, what's happening, and the secrets people were hiding. I'm like, what?
And then 6 months later, everybody else has their jaws on the floor watching it.
It's crazy to me, especially that like it's been a year, like a year and a month since the show came out, and we're just, now season 3 is coming out. Like that's bizarre. It's crazy to me. Yeah,
I think this fall, especially with Jen and Whitney are on Dancing with the Stars right now. Taylor's about to be the Bachelorette. We're sitting here with your book that just came out. For you, like when you look back at everything that you've been through in your life, and but especially this last year of the journey you've been on, how are you kind of putting it in perspective?
I mean, I'm just shocked. Like, I feel like I'm shocked to even be here. That's like my book, and I'm just still in disbelief. And then like seeing Jen and Whitney on Dancing with the Stars, like going opening night, literally felt like emotional about it. Like had tears. I was like, I can't believe this is like real life. Like it's just crazy, because it's like we all kind of had a similar dream of like, doing social media to provide for our families. And that was kind of the dream. Like we want to like be hit. And we were like already stay-at-home wives doing social media, but like being able to provide for your family and like give them a comfortable life is just crazy. But like then also getting to do these fun opportunities that like you normally don't think you ever would have been able to. It's so bizarre. It doesn't feel real. Like even Taylor going Bachelorette and like her getting all the roses to be asked to go on. I'm like, it still doesn't feel real. Like it doesn't feel real to me that she's gonna be the Bachelorette. And I'm so excited to watch. And I'm just praying that we don't pick a red flag again.
I know.
I'm like, She needs me to patrol her.
You
Like,
guys
I
need to be
her.
like approving the applications.
I need to be like a producer behind the scenes. Like, next.
You're like, that
next.
guy is not
I
getting
was like,
the roast.
interrupt the conversation. We don't like him. You know, like I need to be behind the scenes.
Please.
Like, let me in.
Look, if they know what's good for that, we need some cameos.
No, for real. I mean, I haven't been asked, but I would say yes if I did, because I'm like, I need to be a part of
You're like,
helping.
my fall is busy, but not that busy.
Yeah, I'm like, we got an emotional roller coaster in Taylor's relationship, so at least allow us to be on there to help her next one.
Oh my gosh, her.
You know?
I mean, and I can't wait to see her like hometown dates. Leanne meeting those guys.
It's gonna be messy.
We'll find out.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you too.
Thank
I mean, just what an
you.
exciting time. So much
It's
going
crazy.
on.
It really is. There's just so much. It's like so hard with all of our schedules. And like Layla was at New York Fashion Week and like
Yeah.
doing all the things. It's like we're always like somewhere, which is so crazy now. It's like these opportunities are just so exciting, and we're just like so grateful.
It is exciting. I hope people read the book. It was really insightful and interesting, and I think you have a story that a lot of people will connect with in a lot of different ways, and I'm glad that it's out there.
Me too. I hope everyone loves it. It's a little dark in times, but has a good happy arc at the end, right?
Yeah.
So that's what makes up for it.
And it also like it's dark at times, but it like moves through the phases in a way that like it doesn't feel like you're stuck in the dark place.
Yeah.
For like
We don't want to be in the dark
long.
too long. That's
Yeah.
too depressing. We can't do that.
Totally.
So, yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it was so fun.
And we'll see season 3 in a little bit, and
Yeah.
we'll see what that's looking like then.
Can't wait.
Thanks, Mayci.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and until next time, be cool. Don't be all like uncool.